these are some of the common questions that we've seen in the group. We're just going to go through these, and I'm going to share my screen, walk through best practices on prompting. Because we integrate so heavily with ChatGPT and OpenAI, this is probably the most important part of creating your ads at this point. So we're going to go over this. I'm going to share this screen. We're just going to tackle this first question right here. So when it comes to prompting, just think of it like, just like if you did this in ChatGPT. If you say, you just want to give, like, give me a description. I want to create a better headline. And you just ask that in ChatGPT. They don't know what you want to use that headline or description for. Like, they don't know if you want to do that for a YouTube headline, a website description. So it's always good to be a little bit more descriptive. So like, we're just going to do this for an HVAC company. So all we have to do is just do, like, we could do expert in, let's see, AC, and let's see, what is another HVAC? Let's see. Let's do your AC and heating experts. Let's do that. Your AC and heating expert. This is really what you can do. Like, it doesn't need to be, even though you can be more descriptive, you can just do something this simple. Then I'll show you more of an advanced version right after this. But you can just add the name of it right here, Bulldog HVAC, and then just tap generate description. We have a much bigger prompt. Our prompt is probably, I don't know, if you compare this to a Google Doc, it's probably 2 pages long of prompting, because we include many best practices into this automatically. You can already come in here and you can add something like free consultation. You can write that. You can always edit this. I'm just going to generate content and we'll see what's happening. But I just want to show you how easy this can be just with something like HVAC, AC, and then I'm going to show you like more of an advanced version that we can do with real estate and e-commerce. I'll do that example too. But what's cool about this is that this is generating content across any platform that we're connected. So I'm connected to TikTok, Google Ads, LinkedIn. This is already creating the content across any of those platforms. And we can already see some of the ad copy being brought in right here too. And again, we do have this integration with Shutterstock. So this watermark is automatically removed once you launch the ad. We take care of the Shutterstock. We remove that for you. So targeting already recommended for you. This is extremely relevant targeting just based on the prompt. It would be kind of hard to do this in Facebook ads for you or your clients to kind of even find in, like, what do you even search for? Like, how would they even know underfloor heating is even a targeting option? We can come in here and we can see all of the headlines, all the descriptions already written for us right here. And, even because this name is Bulldog, you'll see even like emojis focused on this little dog right here. So this has many best practices built into this automatically. So why we kind of want you to use these is because we've already done the work. Like, we research almost on a daily basis of, like, what is the best primary text practices? What are the best headline practices? And we automatically build that into our prompting system, so you don't even have to worry about it. This is already built in. And what's cool about this is that we take advantage of Facebook Dynamic Creative. So this is automatically A/B testing right here to show you which is the best headline, which is the best primary text. And we can come in here. You can also change this out. You can do upload. You can do from Facebook page, Facebook ads. This is what I'm connected to, so this is showing my content. But even in here, you can just search on Shutterstock. We could even do, let's do something like air conditioning. And we can use these. I'm going to remove these ones right here. So we can preview these. You can use these. And what we found is that pretty soon we do have a pretty cool option coming of the ability to actually not only edit these videos, but to be able to create your own images with templates. Very similar to adcreative.ai. That feature is coming right into play. So you can use any of these right here. You can search for anything else. You can just use these. And this does the job of stopping people from scrolling, and you have all of your offer text surrounding it right here. The targeting is already created for you. You can use this targeting. You can do more advanced things like retargeting. You can do more advanced things like create lookalikes, or you can just stick with our recommended interests right here. That is just like a quick, easy example for a business that might not even have that much website traffic. It's not something like Nike or something where they have a lot of data. This is just like a local small business, and we're able to create content right for this business. And again, all you would have to do is just add your lead form and add your budget and create the ad. This would actually launch the ad just from the prompt. But let's do something for, I'm going to do one more example for this. I'm going to do one for a jewelry shop, and I'm going to do another one for a real estate client right after this. For jewelry, what you want to do is that you don't want to just say, best, and sorry, my spelling is so bad because I just use too much ChatGPT. I can't even spell anymore. Look at that. So the main point here is that you don't want to type in best jewelry shop and just promote that. Like, you can do that, but many people aren't looking for just best jewelry shop. They're looking for something like watch repair or earrings or necklaces. So it's important to work with your clients and kind of see what is your best performing, what is your best offer, what is your best product, and you kind of create the ad around that. So instead of focusing on jewelry shop, this example, this client, their best option is watch repair services. So instead of just focusing on, we'll just add this, California. I told you guys I can't spell. What we're doing here is that we're just adding the name of it now. And we just have generate description. Now, this is going to do much better than just creating a prompt for the generic business. And I'll show you another example for real estate. And we'll just have generate content here and create this. But why you want to do this is because people, when you do an overall generic branding campaign, it's typically going to fly right over people's heads. Everyone's very busy. So when they see your ad, they might just skip right past it if you're doing some generic branding. But what we're doing here is that we're actually targeting that specific service or product that they're selling. So that's really what you want to do here.
Oh, and can I add something to this, Logan? And I think what's important about this, and this is the main difference between what we are doing, the integration with ChatGPT and a template, for example, in which there's no tailored content. There's no way to actually put in your offer, to actually put in whatever it is in a very specific way, like you would be when doing a prompt on ChatGPT. So this is actually one of the reasons why templates are not the best way to go around advertising, probably. Just because your offer, if you're a dentist, is not the same as another dentist who's offering another kind of service. So I think prompting, it's the key, like you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's there's not going to be a template for, we'll do another example for a specific real estate listing. But this is exactly what you can do here. It's basically unlimited niches, unlimited products that you can do from prompting. And you're doing very specific things here. You're calling out watch repair, which is their best service, which is going to get them better results for the ad because you're already promoting what works well for them versus just doing a generic jewelry shop. We can take a look over at Google real quick and just kind of see what this looks like on Google with keywords already recommended for you just from the same prompt. Headlines already created for you, descriptions. So this will work for any business. I'll just show you one more, then we can move on to the next topics in the list. So I'm going to do one for California. And it is important to add your website because we do scan the site in here. But this is the most important part when creating your ad. If we look at it like a weighting system, this is the heaviest weight. This is the second. This is the third now. We did used to kind of base this off the website only, but we realized many sites aren't necessarily fully optimized for us to scan them and recommend everything. So yes, you can just do most experienced real estate agent in, you know, in LA, for example. You can do that and run that campaign. But what you can also do is promote specific properties. Like you can do 422 Newport Way, oceanfront home, 5 bedroom. And what I typically do when I do this for real estate agents is I just copy what's on the Zillow listing and I just paste it right in here. You could do like something like safe neighborhood. And we'll just change this out to California real estate and generate description. This way, this is creating an ad for this specific listing. So you can always add your stuff here. California real estate offers a luxurious 5 bedroom oceanfront home located at 422 Newport Way. We'll just generate the content and we'll just kind of show you. This will be the last example for prompting, and we can do more next week as well. But this is just kind of showing you all the detailed, how detailed you can really get with your prompting, creating your ads. And you can do this for any business. And when I demo this, I always ask the client, like, you probably already have the client's website, just use their website in the demo and their eyes will light up. This is exactly how we demo it. Just literally ask their website and show it to them. They'll like seeing this a lot. Again, you can upload your own content too. We already have a lot of the ad text being brought in. You'll see we focus on ocean. So you'll see some of the ad text being brought in related to ocean right here. Now, for this, because this is a special category, if I wasn't in a special ad category for real estate, we would have real estate related targeting. For this, what I've seen, what works best for real estate agents is just leaving the targeting wide open, just because Facebook is so strict on this. But you can even come in here if we want to look at Shutterstock. Here's the ad text. You can kind of see everything going on right here. And just lastly, you can even come in here into Shutterstock and just search for Newport homes, or even something like oceanfront homes. And you can use these in the ad. And so people can kind of get a feel of what's that neighborhood like and everything. So you can even use these in your ads. That's really how powerful this is. You don't need to have all this content already created. And what I like about this is that here's your lead form. You can create your lead form, add as many custom questions, multiple choice answers as you'd like. And you can always select an existing lead form if you want to, which you just have to map one time into high level, and these leads will flow into high level. Just add your budget and tap create. This would launch the ad right here. This is really how easy it is. And I don't even like launching campaigns when I'm first starting with the client at $20. I typically try to stay even at $5. That's just because like no one in the history has ever created the perfect ad. So it's all about creating A/B tests and testing, like what is working best, and doing these micro tests and moving budget across these different campaigns. That's exactly what we're doing here. So that's like kind of a quick tip on prompting, and feel free to ask your questions. We can go back to it. I'm just going to move to the next topic.
We have a question from Linda on the chat. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Linda is asking, do you use the Instagram tab?
I typically don't. That's like a big test for me, is that I would just save, because we save the exact same ad creative across platforms. I just like seeing what's happening on Facebook. Is that ad doing better than on Instagram? Because yes, they're owned by the same company, but they're actually very different audiences. And I'll show you an example actually of that. So we'll click into this result right here. So we typically only use Play to market Play. And here you can kind of see like, this is our ad. This is for new people. This ad is just on Instagram, or this ad is just on Facebook. Excuse me. This is just a Facebook ad. This is what our cost per lead looks like, just from a Play campaign promoting Play for new people. Just crushing click-through rates, really good cost per lead. And we can see our lead count right here. Let me go over to the same campaign over on Instagram. And we can see like why I typically don't include Facebook with Instagram. Same exact ad, because we saved the prompt. It makes it very easy to create these pure A/B tests, even across Google search or Snapchat, because we're saving the prompt. On Instagram, our cost per lead is $2.36. And at scale, that extra dollar cheaper here actually adds up to quite a bit. So this is, you know, even though these are extremely low cost per leads, what I'm already thinking is moving my budget from Facebook over to Instagram and scaling this campaign. So this is kind of like why I do it separately, but you can do it both. Automatically, the Facebook and Instagram algorithms will kind of help put your budget to the better performing ones. But if you kind of already know your platform, why would you want to even waste budget testing that? For this campaign, I wasn't sure, so I kind of just did it separately. So that's what you can do. We can go over custom forms real quick. Let's go over custom forms. We do have TikTok lead ads coming and LinkedIn lead ads coming probably by the end of this month or early next month. Go High Level now does have an integration with both of these. So your leads will flow automatically into High Level. So that'll be pretty cool. Google, we also offer lead form ads on Google, but on Facebook, that's what I see most Go High Levels or agencies already using. So what you can do here is kind of just better qualify your leads. And what's happening here is that when they fill that lead form out, it's just much better to ask more intense questions, like just like really qualify them, because when that triggers a lead, Facebook will already know, the algorithm will already know to go after more of those people who actually completed your form. So even though your cost per lead might be higher by asking more short answer or multiple choice questions, you're getting the answers that you need to make that actually like make a business impact for you. So not too much else I can say here, but it's just always good to add, you know, even a few. I wouldn't add too many, but I would probably add at least a few short answer questions here. Especially one quick hack is to definitely even ask the phone number as a short answer question here. So you can say, you can add phone number, because yes, you can do the automatic form fill option of asking a phone number right here, but this phone number that Facebook might automatically form fill for people might be out of date. So what you can do is just check what phone number they're entering to this phone number, and that way you get just more an accurate phone number. Same thing with email. Like you might as well just ask an email in the short answer, so you're getting an accurate email for them versus just what Facebook ads autofills for them in the email section, because this section is pretty much autofill. If you're able to ask short answer questions here, you're able just to double check that to get the right lead information. So I always like adding at least 2 or 3 short answer questions, and then maybe 1 or 2 multiple choice questions to this. That's typically what I'll do for lead forms. Any questions, or else happy to move on to this next one right here.
Any questions on the chat, but just to add to what you're saying, I think this is the answer to many people's problems when they say they're getting non-qualified leads or leads that don't have enough quality. Also know that getting qualified leads also comes with a higher cost, but making sure you're filtering and asking short questions and adding all the fields that you could possibly be adding, that's like a really good qualifying system. Previously, even before like the Facebook selection one. So yeah, tip if you are having problems with that.
Yeah, definitely. So this is a good one. What to do if your ads are not performing? Let's go over this. So there's a few things that you can do. And we actually show you if your ads are above or below benchmarks. Typically, a majority of our campaigns after 14 days are above benchmarks. That's because most of our optimizations are happening when we create the ad. So we're giving you a head start above your competition, because when you create this ad, not only are we scanning the site, but these platforms reward you with a cheaper ad cost if you can get a higher ad relevance and quality score. And how you do that is by really focusing on the click-through rate, which just shows how well your creative is matching to your targeting. And if you get your creative matching to your targeting, matching to your landing page, like this example where we focus on 5-bedroom house, luxury home, oceanfront property, how we're already recommending this to you. We kind of do a lot of the work of getting this all matching together to give you a head start. So ideally, what's happening is that you'll use what we kind of generating for you, because we already put a lot of best practices into what we're doing here. That's going to give you that higher ad relevance, which will decrease your cost per click, which actually impacts your other metrics like cost per lead, ROAS, and other metrics that matter to your business. So if your ad is below benchmarks, and we show you that, there's really only two things. It's either your targeting or your creative. If we focus on targeting, what's happening is that your targeting is either too broad or it's too narrow. And even though we recommended this, I would have probably exited out of this one. And let's say this is the ad that we go with. You can use these keywords and launch the ad and get results. If you're getting below benchmarks, you should probably come in here and add some negative keywords. That's going to narrow your audience. That's what you could do on Google, is kind of narrow your audience. So first I'm like looking at it like, this is going to, if this was going to be below benchmarks, I'm looking at this, that this targeting could be too broad. What you can do on Facebook is come in here. And what's cool about Play is that you can edit parts of your ad at any time within the platform. That's actually, to be honest, like that takes just as much, like on our side, on the backend work, on the development work, making the ad editable is just as much work for us as like launching a whole new ad platform or flow. It's actually a lot. So some ads like Performance Max, we actually have coming this week where you can edit them. But just so you know, all of these ads, many of them, all of them, certain parts are, you can edit them.
And a quick comment about that, because we get some questions about like editing and why can they edit only one part at a time. Like we get comments about like, why am I seeing only one little edit pencil? If you go ahead and comment on that, because that's actually a very frequent question.
Yeah, and like why I kind of said like certain parts, and like why I said that was because if you change all of your ads at once, you're not going to know what makes the change. That's why we kind of let you edit one part at a time. You could change your budget. Yes, you can come back in here and update targeting. But if you edit all of these parts of your ad at once, you're not going to know what impacted it. And if you make too many changes at once, even these platforms I've seen that they can even suspend your ad account if you make too many changes during the learning phase of your campaign. That's even if you use Facebook or Google. So it's always good to kind of like let this ride for a little bit, even at a small budget, before you do that, before you make these changes. So what you can do on Facebook to kind of narrow your targeting is that, like, let's say let's say this is my targeting right here and it's below benchmarks, but this is pretty good targeting. I would say I would come in here and I would probably tap narrow, and then we already recommend different options for you right here. I would probably narrow this by business page admins. That way, I'm only targeting people who are interested in this and who have the behavior and who are business page admins. That could be what's wrong with your campaign, is that the targeting is just too broad. So you can narrow it by just getting more targeted, more specific. The other option that you can do is that your targeting could just be way too narrow from the start. You could have keywords that not enough people are searching for. You could have too many interests that might not even be like relating to your ad. So what you could do also is potentially clear out all of these targeting options right here and launch the ad with no targeting, especially for real estate and mortgage. When you're in that special housing category, that's what I've seen actually work really well, is not have any interest. So that's for targeting. It's literally always your audience is too narrow, too broad. And because if you use our interests that we recommend, that's the good part, is that our interests tend to match what you're marketing. So it's kind of good to use at least some of the ones that we recommend, just because that typically isn't the issue. It's typically either it's too broad or it's too narrow for your targeting. The creative, especially if you use our creative, there's typically never wrong. typically very little things wrong with the ad copy being an issue. If we go look at like how you can update your creative, it's typically the image or the video isn't matching what you're actually selling. So like, yes, we can use, like we can come in here and use some Shutterstock videos if we wanted to. But it could just be that the creative is not matching to your audience. And these platforms are changing too. Like video is going to do much better for you. Video is just going to grab people's attention. It's going to stop the scrolling. And that's kind of like what these can do. If you use some of your own images that you upload, I've seen just a lot of times people will upload their own images. They might have designed them on Canva, which is fine, but there's just too much text around those images. And I think, just to be honest, like there's a lot of ads out there at this point. And when you have just kind of text-based images and you have all this text surrounding it, it's just kind of going to get lost in the clutter. So always try using some videos if you can. And even what I've seen, what works best, like all of our videos are literally filmed, all of our ad videos are just filmed right on my phone. I just film them real quick. So if like, even for a real estate agent, if you can, they're already visiting properties. Just tell them to they don't even have to film their face. Film a vertical video, just walking through the property. And that's going to do better than just an image of the property. That's typically what we've seen. It's either the image or the video is not matching or it's just not engaging. So those are the three things. And just to recap, it's either targeting is too broad or too narrow, or it's the creative image or video that's being used in the ad.
Yeah, and another little thing based on comments about people, what to do when your ad's not approved, when you get like the little X on the little calendar, then now we have the option to check what's actually happening. If you scroll down below, we will actually tell you what's happening if the ad's not being approved.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. And that basically answers this too. And we're always available for you guys at any time to message us and say like, hey, what's happening with this ad? Like, why isn't it approved? To be honest, I've seen like a lot of body sculpting ads recently. Google and Facebook are very strict on like using too much skin in the image or video. So we kind of show you as much as we can, like what's wrong with that ad so you can fix it. But we're always available. Same for your clients. If they ever want to reach out, we do in the 497 package, we do offer white label support for your clients. But you could always reach out to us and we're here to help. We do have several placements actually. Certain things we're always adding and catching. For example, like people have used the word keto in their ads. We don't allow that word. So we actually already have pre-built sort of safety rails that say you can't use this in your ad. Sometimes people use emojis in Google ads and they're not allowed. If you launch that ad would get disapproved immediately because you're not allowed to use emojis on Google ads. We already show you a message saying you can't use emojis on this certain ad type. So there's always something though that could slip through the cracks and that might slip past, but we're always adding right into the tool to like a checker system, even before you launch the ad. So you can get your ads approved. But that's something that's pretty cool about Play too, is that we're always kind of checking and adding in here different error messages that say, okay, you probably can't use this ad text. You probably can't use this targeting, especially if you put a special ad category on here, we automatically remove certain targeting options for you. So you don't have to worry about it.
We have two questions on the chat. If you want to go over them real quick.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So the first one is from Linda. I think it's related to the last topic, and it says, does adding more questions slow down the number of leads?
Yeah, of course. Just like it can for sure, but as long as you have I wouldn't add like 10 custom questions. If you're doing that, it's probably better just to send them to your site. Facebook lead ads are really good. Like I think I've seen a lot of quality lead ads come through instant forms on, let me share this tab. I've seen a lot of quality leads come right through the instant forms. But if you're asking like all these questions, like, you're looking for like cash only buyers, and you're asking like cash only buyers at this budget, at this, at this, at this, just send them to your site versus doing an instant form. If you're asking all those questions and they go to your site and fill it out, that way you know it's just a hot lead right away. If they're going to your site, they're spending a certain amount of time filling out the form. It's just going to be better to ask those, like if you're asking 10 or more questions, just send them to your site and your form on the site. This one is really good. You can still get quality leads, but it will slow down the amount of leads that you get just on the number of questions that you ask. But they're going to be more high quality, the ones that do fill it out.
Okay, and just for a heads up, we have 3 minutes left and we have two more questions. But Logan, yeah, like you said, we'll be having this town hall live sessions each week. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Writing down all the questions that are missing.
Yes. Let's see, what else can we do? This. Let's go over let's go over these two. Let me go into one of the results right here. We can just go into this. We can just go into this. Let's see, we'll go into this one. So when we report this performance.
Oh, sorry, we're still at the questions tab.
Got it. Got it. When we report best, worst, or best, bad, or good, this is reporting at the individual asset level. That's what's really cool about this. It's not like saying this combination is doing best or this combination is doing bad. It's this individual asset is doing good. That's why we have this copy option right here, so you can reuse this in a different ad. But that's kind of what's going on here, is that it's reporting the individual asset as this is good or this is bad. And automatically, like if we could just answer the other question, automatically the budget, most likely already probably by day 4 of the campaign, definitely by week 2, the budget is already shifting to the higher performing keywords, the higher performing headlines, primary text. And we're just doing that because we allow you to use these certain ad types within the platforms. We take advantage of these platform algorithms to use this A/B testing that's needed to find the best one. That's how it's constantly improving over time, is that the budget is shifting to the better performing targeting, the better performing placements, the better performing images and videos.